Thanks so much for tuning into Crazy Turtle's Kitchen today, and I'm making one of my favorite comfort food recipes, and it is a lentil shepherd's pie. Traditionally, shepherd's pie is made with ground lamb, but I wanted to make a more of a vegetarian version, and this one just works out really well. So I have a few pots going on, so this is kind of a little bit of a timing thing. So I wanted to give you some hints on that. So in this saucepan, I do have a cup of green lentils. You could use brown lentils. And I'm going to pour in 3 cups of broth, veggie broth. And we're going to bring this to a boil and then cover and simmer for about 20 minutes. Now, a shepherd's pie usually has kind of like traditional is the meat base. But this is going to be a veggie and lentil base. And then on top, we put mashed potatoes and then bake it in the oven. Oh, so, so good. So I need to make my mashed potatoes as well. So on another burner, I will turn that on. I have got, I will show you how I make my mashed potatoes, but if you have your favorite way of making mashed potatoes, go with it. I highly recommend that more, but I will share with you mine. And I kind of made a little extra because we all love mashed potatoes and you can never have too much. So while we're going to swap burners here. It's a little bit of multitasking here at the beginning. But it all works out. And so in my skillet, we are going to heat up just a little bit of olive oil. And then I'm going to toss in my veggies, which is my chopped celery, onion, and carrot. And again, I made these a little bit bigger, as you can see. So kind of like a rough chop. I mean, we don't want something huge. They will bake in the oven. But since the lentils will be a little bit of a softer consistency and texture, I wanted to have something with a little more crunch, and the celery and especially the carrots will provide that. So I'll meet you back here in just a little bit. Once these carrots and onions soften, then I'm going to add a little bit more to this base. So I will see you soon. So actually it has been about half an hour for my lentils and my potatoes to come up to boil, and they're about ready to mash. But this I turned off because I don't need to cook this for half an hour. So if you're doing this, you can kind of get this softened maybe closer to when we're going to start assembling, or you could do it right at the beginning like I did and just kind of turned it off. So I am going to add a little bit of flour though. That's going to help thicken, because this is going to be kind of have a little bit of a sauce. And I'm kind of keeping this on low right now. And then I checked my lentils, and they are nice and soft. Voila. And there's still a little liquid in there, and that's great. So we'll put all that in there. Because we are also, oh, it smells so good. I love lentils, and if you haven't cooked with them, oh my goodness. I will keep adding more videos and things that I love to use them for, but they are just so tasty, so healthy, great source of protein and fiber. Look how pretty that looks too. I am going to add a little bit of flavor. You could add Worcestershire sauce, but I am using some tamari or soy sauce. I don't have any Worcestershire, which is not vegetarian. But if you have a vegetarian version, if you're worried about this being vegetarian, then go ahead and kind of make that substitute. But if not, if you have Worcestershire sauce, go for it. And then I've got about, I'm doing very generous tablespoons, about 3 of tomato paste. Oh, isn't that going to be such a nice sauce to go along with these yummy veggies and legumes? And I'm just going to add a touch more broth that I still have, just a little bit. That's kind of an eyeball thing. You just kind of see how much liquid you have, and this is going to cook down. And then my last vegetable, which are my peas. I always have frozen peas in the fridge. So they just have been kind of thawing out. And I will add to that. So I'm just going to simmer this on another burner for 10 minutes. Put this in the back. And we will start on our mashed potatoes. So before there we go. Before I there we go. Dump this out. I always get a little bit of extra potato water. You could use milk. And if you're trying to be vegetarian or vegan, you could use like an unflavored milk. Do whatever you need to do. But I'm going to take this out, drain it. But that is just kind of a way to add some little bit of liquid if you don't have the other parts. And I've made, this is about 2.5 pounds of potatoes. You don't have to, I know I'm going to have extra, but I do like to do a little bit of butter. And again, if you wanted it to be vegan, go ahead and use your butter. And I'm going to pour a little of that in. Ooh, I think it's just that butter smell that gets me every time. There we go. So this is a kind of a rough mash. I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and very simple mashed potato. But you could add, I sometimes add sour cream if I have that, but there's going to be so much flavor from our filling, our lentil filling, that this will be just a great accompaniment. Okay, so I'll see you back in 10 minutes once this has simmered, and we will assemble. So our lentil mixture is all ready to go. I am going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper at this point. And I'm going to add the remainder of my broth. I had a total of 4 cups of vegetable broth, and that first 3 was for the for boiling the lentils in, which then ended up being part of the mixture. But I am also going to just, and I've kind of doled out a little by little when I needed it. I'm just going to add a little bit more because it will be baking, and a little bit of that liquid is a good thing. So we're just going to spoon this in to a pie pan. A deeper dish is better. Ooh, I think we're going to speed this up here. And then dollop our mashed potatoes on top. So this is going to bake in a 400-degree oven for about 25 minutes. And I will see you back here for my yummy rustic lentil shepherd's pie. So welcome back. Our potatoes have just a little bit of brown. It might be hard to see, but that's kind of how I know it was ready to be done. You could coat this in cheese if you wanted to kind of add another luxurious touch. But this is a very hearty and a comfort meal, but actually very healthy. If you like to whip your mashed potatoes, I like mine a little chunky, so I have a little bit of chunkiness going on here. But as it goes, the bottom is going to be a little liquid, but oh goodness gracious, this tastes so good. And it is just hot out of the oven. It will firm up, but I did kind of want to show you a little bit of what you would be making. Thanks so much for tuning in to my crazy turtle kitchen for another crazy fun recipe. I'm going to enjoy stuffing my face this evening, so I hope you have a good time as well, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.